Hey there, friends. I have some fun news for you. This year, I am offering an opportunity for you to jump into my Plan Your Best Year Ever workshop. Normally, that is just available to our retailers' inner circle members, but this year I've had so many people ask me if they could have advice or help or guidance as to what they should be planning for 2024. So we have created a Plan Your Best Year Ever workshop available now for you. And what we are hoping what this does for you, and by we, I say my team and I, we have corralled our workshop into two parts. So this is a two-part workshop available to you. One, the first part on demand. So if you're daydreaming about what your 2024 could look like, if you're trying to corral all the ideas, if you're starting to noodle, think about what's going to happen next year, maybe you have hesitations about next year, maybe you're excited about it. There's so many things happening and you're wondering, how can I put all this on paper? How can I corral all those wonderful ideas I have? And what do I need to do? What numbers do I need to look at? What are the plans I need to make? The days of planning your future year, your next year in retail, just by looking at last year's numbers, oh man, those are gone. My friend, don't do that. That is not how we plan out our year. We plan out our year by how we want the business to serve us. And what is your business doing to serve you, right? Your paycheck. What numbers do we need to make? How are we going to put a marketing plan in place? What's the revenue we need and how do we know those numbers and just that type of thing? And what changes do we need to make? What do we want? Do we want more time? Do we want more things? Do we want to expand? All of those things that are running around in your head, let's put them down on one piece of paper. So this workshop, again, it's in two parts. The first part is a workshop that you do on demand. So you can do it at your leisure. This month, you have a whole month of noodling time. I know you're busy, but I know there's times where we're sitting with our eggnog and we've got our journal out and we're putting things on paper. I know you're doing that. So let's do it with purpose. And that's what this bite-sized training, the first part is bite-sized training on demand. So it'll give you a worksheet and the training. The second part to the workshop takes place in January. We will meet together in January with a live Q&A. It's a really fun thing to do. And then you can bring your questions. You'll have had, time to sort of plan and look, and you'll hear other retailers. And it's very energetic and very fun. And we will be doing that in January. So I'm inviting you to be able to take my Design Your Best Year Ever workshop. And we also have a special early bird. I'm trying to think, what did we call it? It's an early bird special until December 31st. So if you take action and you want to get started, and this is why I'm offering the early bird special, because I really want you to start. I want you to take action. And, action takers are the ones that see the results, right? So take action, go in, grab the special that we have. The early bird special is on until the end of the month. And then the workshop's on demand now. It's available now for you. And together we're going to craft a roadmap that's going to help you get where you want to go, right? It's no more winging it. It's designing it. It's designing a year that serves you. It's designing a year that serves your team and your family and your lifestyle. It's all about quality of life in these businesses that we are doing. And I am on a mission to enhance your quality of life. And that means we have to have a really healthy business and we have to not be winging it. Like, we really have to start making sure that we're putting plans in place specifically. And I love to say a goal without a plan is just a wish. And we don't just wish for you to have a wonderful 2024. We're going to put plans behind it, clarity, put a roadmap in place, get some stuff on paper that's not just questions, right? Like we love questions because questions get us to answers, but sometimes we just need to get some things on paper in the right format. So I hope you'll join me, and together, like as I said, we'll craft this roadmap for you. It's like a fresh start program. I always say it's like a fresh start to 2024. So if you're looking at noodling around and starting to pick away at your 2024 full year plan, I'm inviting you to go grab the Design Your Best Year Ever, Retail Year Ever program. It's available on my website. You can grab it at wendybatten.com. Look for where it says programs, and it's all there, or it's in the show notes if you're listening to the podcast here. So my friend, I have nothing but like good vibes heading your way. And I'm so excited, and I'm so excited to be able to offer this program to you. It's the first time we've offered it publicly. We've always just had it inside our inner circle. So our retailers inner circle. So there you are. And if you're a retail inner circle member, you don't need to buy it. You already have it. So there you go. And it's inside our program, the retailers inner circle. All right, let's get on with the show. Running a retail business doesn't have to be so hard. Welcome to the Creative Shop Talk podcast, the go-to podcast for creative shop owners, studio owners, and independent retailers. I'm your host, Wendy Batten, retail business coach and mentor. Each week, I'll share simple, proven business strategies, inspiring stories from fellow retailers, and advice from industry experts. Together, we're going to work to find the success you want from your retail business with more profits in your till and a little more joy in your life. Well, hey friends, and happy holidays. Merry Christmas to those of you who celebrate today. And thanks for listening. Today is a really quick podcast episode just to wrap things up for season 4 of our Creative Shop Talk podcast. I cannot even believe it's been season 4. And I'm going to share with you 3 things that you can do in your jammies this week if you happen to find yourself with a moment to put your feet up. And I hope you do. And if you happen to have a moment to just be still for a moment and you're wondering what you can noodle on, and I have 3 questions that you can ask yourself that might help you sort of think about what's next and what's ahead for 2024. So as we're wrapping up season 4, I cannot believe it, first of all, and I hope you're having a wonderful day, by the way. I honestly did not know what was going to happen when I started my podcast. And I'm not sure if you are a longtime listener, you may know, or you may not know, that our podcast launched on the week that the world shut down. March of 2020 is when we launched the Creative Shop Talk podcast. And again, I don't really know what I thought was going to happen. And I am a bit of a planner, but not really. I'm also an action taker. I think sometimes it's okay to just start doing things and experiment and see how they go without them being perfect. We're super imperfect. I know that you probably know that, but that's okay, right? And I think action trumps indecision. So we just decided to learn as we go, and we started our podcast in March of 2020. And I think one of the reasons that I started the podcast was because my mission has always been to help more independent retailers. I'm really on a mission to help retailers, brick and mortar shop owners who are, passionate about what they're doing, gain control of their daily operations of their business, manage growth, because that's what I see. And that's what my problem was. I was growing and you can't do it all, right? You can't keep DIYing your business the whole time, and really develop themselves as leaders who, truly care about their staff and their customers, and also create a sustainable and thriving lifestyle around that, right? We have to have payroll and we have to have pay for ourselves. That's my mission. I'm really dedicated to help retailers with that. And I also really want to help retailers shine through their entire retailer's ecosystem growth. That's my mission. If you don't know the retailer's ecosystem growth, well, I'll share it. I'll put it in the show notes. You can go check that out. And we have another podcast about that. And that's what we talk about in the inner circle. But I wanted to just mention, so the reason I did the podcast was because I wanted to reach more people, and I really felt that Facebook Lives were really limiting for me. It was just, Facebook Lives and algorithms and all of that. So thank you for listening. I guess that's all that to say. Thank you for listening. We are at the end of our 4th season. We have, at this time, and I'm recording this a little bit ahead, I'm recording this early in December, we have over 176,000 downloads Wow, like that just blows my mind. So thank you for listening to the podcast. We've had so many shop owners and guest experts in. I wish I could thank everybody personally and everybody listening, and for all the beautiful reviews that we get on the podcast. And, I get personal messages all the time from people telling me that they binge listen to me, which blows my mind again. But thank you. I do appreciate those. I do read them all, and I do really want this podcast to be helpful. It's not an easy gig creating podcasts. I'm going to be honest with you. Sometimes I'm like, what am I doing talking to this mic and just wondering if it's being helpful. It's not an inexpensive thing to run a podcast either. So, we put a lot of eggs, I guess, if that's what you want to say, in hoping that it reaches the right people. So 176,000 downloads for us felt amazing. And I say that because I know there's those, comparisitis hits in, and what do they call it? Vanity metrics. And I look at other people and other podcasts that I really admire or in the same space. And I'm like, oh man, they got millions of downloads, and, you comparisitis. But then I think, my goodness, Wendy, that's 176,000 downloads. Like, people listen to this podcast 176,000 times. And that's just the downloads. Podcast stats are really hard to track. But anyhow, thank you. That's what I'm trying to say. Thank you for listening. I'm going to get all choked up here. Thank you for letting me be part of your week and part of your business journey, and being part of your, I always say, your extended business team, I hope. And I appreciate that you're listening. And I appreciate, again, as the feedback and the comments and any reviews you leave. I really do. And I appreciate the shares. When you share this with other shop owners, I literally, makes me want to cry. Like, it really does, that you would take time to share this with another shop owner and help support them. And anyway, it's how we work, right? It's the ripple effect that I love. So thank you. I wanted to say all of this, and I also want to say thank you. We don't have a fancy production company. That might shock or unshock you. We have a very heartfelt and caring team, though. I do not do this alone. So I sit at the mic. We do a lot of strategy around asking our retailers, the retailers that I work with, what types of things you want me to share. And there's a lot of feedback loop that happens there. So there's strategy around what we share. I don't normally just open the mic and start talking. I usually have some strategy and planning, because I'm trying to fill a need that you have. And I'm always open, and I'm always asking, and jump into my DMs on Instagram if there's a topic you want me to talk about this year. And so we I plan with my retailers the planning of the episodes, and I do this part of it, the talking part, and y'all know, if you know me, I like to talk, and I can share endlessly, but then that's it. That's all I do, and then my team take over, and I appreciate them so much. And so our team is small but mighty, and I just want to give them a shout out this end of season holiday special day. Maite Dizon's been with me. She's my online business manager. She's legit keeps me organized. I know I am an organizer in a way. I love to be organized, but it's only because she helps me. So we keep things kind of organized in Asana, and we use some wonderful tools that way. But thank you, Maite. She's been with me for several years now, and I don't know what I'd do without her. Morgan Milton is also our community manager. A lot of you know her if you're listening, if you're a Retailers Inner Circle member. She is the community manager inside my Retailers Inner Circle, but she also helps me with podcast notes and graphic designs and Pinterest and all the things that I just don't want to do. But that are necessary to keep things, shareable and available. And on the back end, our podcast producer and the organizer of all, the magic, I guess he makes it happen, is my husband. Actually, many of you know that John works with me. We run our businesses together. We've been working together, y'all. We've been working together for over 30 years, and I'm not even kidding. That's kind of crazy when I say that, but we have been working together for 30 years. And currently what we're doing together is running this, this consulting business and our lifestyle business. We also have a creative lifestyle business. And I'm just so grateful. But John loves doing the tech end of this, and I'm so glad he does. So he does all the podcast editing. And as I said, it kind of magically makes it go all the places. And I don't even know how to do all that stuff. So Thank you to my team. You're amazing. And I'm very grateful for everybody to be here. I cannot, as I said, mention that, like, as I've said, our fourth season. So I'm so grateful to you all for listening, and can't believe this podcast has grown so much. So thank you, thank you. And I'm really excited for what we have coming in 2024 for you. We want to really focus, like, we have a strict sort of guideline of what we talk about, and it has to fill into certain buckets, and who we accept as guests, and they have to fit into certain category. And really that is about equipping independent real retailers, like real brick and mortars with human families running them, the tools and resources that they need to see the success they want. This is what I'm super focused on for 2024. And I'm just like really excited to share more real retailer stories. I know you love that. Those seem to be some of our most popular episodes, and more guest experts coming in with specific tools and resources to help you. So that's our plan for 2024. We have lots of fun episodes already in the hopper coming up, and we're really excited to share those with you, including our next episode, which is at the beginning of season 5, which is our annual what to focus on in 2024. Last year, that was one of our top listened to podcasts. Y'all loved that last year. And we actually took those focuses and really spread them out over the year. And they continue to be some of our most popular podcast episodes. So don't miss that. Next week, January 1st, we will be launching our what to focus on in 2024 for independent little guys like we are, even though a lot of us are bigger. You're bigger guys, I know, but we're still independent real retailers, and that's what's going to be happening next week. But today I just wanted to give you a really quick, in your jammies, by the fire, with your feet up, don't overthink this. If you're looking for a couple of journal prompts or questions or things to noodle around on in your brain, and I know that many of you know we have our upcoming Design Your Best Year, or what, not upcoming, but it's available now, but our upcoming live session is in January. But we have our annual Design Your Best Year workshop, and so many of you have grabbed that, and so many of you are working through that. And if you haven't grabbed that already, I want to encourage you to go check the show notes or go to my website, wendybatten.com. We have a full workshop for you to help you plan your 2024. But if you just want 3 quick questions in your jammies, all cozied up under the blankets, hopefully resting. Maybe you got a dog or a kid snuggled up next to you. Here are 3 questions that I really think that if you think about them right now, it'll help you move the move the ideas forward for 2024. The first one is taking a snapshot of where your business is right now. So where is your business right now? And this is something a lot of us neglect to do. And we just kind of keep moving forward. We're just moving into January. We're just going to move on over. But that's not what we need to do. We need to kind of take a snapshot of where we are in our business right now and why we're there. So review your revenue. Look at your goals from last year, and did you meet them? Didn't you? Don't judge yourself. Just do it. Just where are you right now? So reviewing your revenue, but more importantly, reviewing your profits, looking at your, the hours you've worked, all of the things that your business is right now, your audience size, your, website traffic, all of the things that are happening right now in your business. And again, reviewing the goals that you had and seeing if that's all, just where did it all shake out? Where did it all shake out for you? Number 2 is, where do you want to be in a year from now? So in a year from now, when we're having this conversation, what are you going to be writing down in your snapshot picture? So going back to the snapshot question, what does your revenue look like? What does your profit look like? What's your audience size? How many hours are you working? All of those things. What does that look like a year from now? Just put it down. Don't worry about the how yet. Just do it. Just what do you want it to look like? And then number 3, I want you to list out, and not in any particular order the first time you do this. So brainstorm and just dump on a piece of paper all of the things that you'd like to see to make changes around. So that could be anything. It could be from the way you're doing the cash wrap, to the way your storage room is, to how many hours you work, whatever. What do you want to make changes around in your business? And then prioritize those. if you can prioritize them. If not, just leave them on that paper, and then you'll be able to start noodling through all of those. And then if you take that stuff and you jump into our workshop, I promise you'll be able to have this clear roadmap of what you need to do, or what you need to do to get what you want. It's like, and I hate saying like what you need to do. It's not a formula. This is not a formula. There are formulas in retail, we know that, but it's what do you want from your business? This is the goal, right? So if you want to work deeper in your planning, go grab my Design Your Best Year workshop. It's an on-demand workshop. You do it on your own. And then the next step after that is we're having a live session on January 17th, and you can join us live. So you do the workshop. It's a two-part workshop, one on your own, and then one that you can come and join us and ask any questions and listen to everybody. It's a really great program. We love doing that. So I want to encourage you to do that. So thank you, my friend. Thank you for listening. Thank you for all you do to keep your business strong. I know it's not an easy gig. No one said it was, and you know it's not, and you just came off such a busy time. I know you're tired, but I really want to thank you on behalf of your community. They really need you, and I bet they appreciate you so much. I'm sure you saw a lot of love this month, and I want you to hang on to those moments and think about that, how much your community needs you and your family needs you to, keep being happy in what you're doing. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you for doing everything that you do inside your community and your town. So we will see you next year. Love saying that. We'll be back on January 1st with season 5. That's our annual What to Focus On episode, as I mentioned earlier. And my wish for you, my friend, my wish for you is that you find rest and joy this week. I fill that cup up if you can this week. And that when all the glitter and all the dust settles, does the glitter ever settle? But anyway, when all of that settles from your holiday season, and I know some of you are continuing in this week and it's still another busy week ahead, but when it all settles and when it's all done, I hope it was the season that you really wanted it to be. And I am sending you such big, big love. We'll see you next week, my friends. Well, that's it for this week's episode of the Creative Shop Talk podcast. I'm so glad that you were here to join us this week, and I hope you found value in what we're sharing here. I want to remind you that our website has all of the show notes. You can find it at wendybatten.com/podcast. Everything that you need to hear about today's podcast is there. Also an opportunity if you need to reach out to me. If I can support you in any way whatsoever, please feel free to reach out. So thanks for joining us. Please leave a review, subscribe if you can, and never miss an episode. We hope to see you back here again next week. Thanks, my friend. Have a great week.